Well, hello, this is Karin Zoe Lee, and you're listening to Lotus Moon Productions. Welcome to the Wrestling Wrantz Project. Whatever the promotion, we're here to learn and discuss. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the next 45 minutes of wrestling discussion with your host, Shugo Hanasaki.
Welcome back to Wrastling Wrantz, and welcome to the prediction side of Wrastling Wrantz as well. We are going to be diving into AEW / New Japan's Forbidden Door event this Sunday. I can't believe it's happening. It's a dream event for so many fans around the world. Whether you think it's a dream event or not, you can't deny the card lineup. There's matches in there, I think, for every wrestling fan. I may be assuming too much at this point, but I think there's at least one match in this pay-per-view that at least everybody can go, yeah, I want to see that, or yeah, I like that match over there. So let's just be positive. And with us today, we have Scott Henson, Big Cat Scott Henson, coming back to predict Forbidden Door with us. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How about you?
It's going well here, and I've also had my partner in crime, Artie. How's it going, man?
Not too shabby.
Dynamite just finished last night, and I was sitting there, and I have to just share this quick story before we dive into the predictions. Jay White was on, Adam Page was on commentary. And I knew Jay White was going to come out. I knew Adam Cole, Adam Page and all that stuff. And I was like, Okada has been been sneaky about it. I think his birthday is this weekend, I think. And
yeah, I think it's his birthday, and like he's having a kid soon, and people were like, I don't know if he's even on the show, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and he was telling people that he wasn't even going to be in the United States on the weekend. So I was just like, yeah, wrestlers have done that before, and it's a good way to throw people off the scent. But I could feel it in the air. I was talking to Artie, and I was like, I could smell it. Someone's coming out. It's either Okada or Kenny Omega. It's one of the two. And then all of a sudden, that coin dropped, and the audience absolutely lost their shit, which made me, I lost my shit. And the fact that all of those people knew who Okada was fantastic, because I know some of the AEW audience doesn't watch New Japan. So
I mean, they knew who Shota Umino was. That name got a pop. That's a pretty smart crowd.
Yeah, it's a very smart crowd. They were in the right location, I guess.
Yeah.
But the fact that it ended up being there were some people on Twitter going, oh, they're probably going to make it a tag team match, Jay White and Adam Cole versus Adam Page and Okada. And I was like, make it a fatal four-way, make it a fatal four-way. And then they did, and I was like, oh my God, yes. Jay White.
A tag would have been the wrong move.
Yeah, sure. Totally. Absolutely agreed. Maybe on Rampage, but the Rampage is already...
Sure, but not on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, not on the pay-per-view. But Jay White versus Adam Cole versus Adam Page versus a Kazuchika Okada for the Iwgp World Heavyweight Championship. I think we'll just start there anyway, because I'm talking about it now, and then we'll dive into the interim AEW World Championship. But the fact that this is even happening on AEW is a huge milestone in the company, and the fact that Tony Khan wants to go ahead and have one every year is even more amazing. So we'll see where it goes. My only disappointment with the entire card, and I will make this very vocal, is that we only have one women's match on the card.
And I would argue that shouldn't even be on the card, because New Japan's not involved at all. It's just an AEW match. That
is a very good point. New Japan.
I don't know why that match is on the show.
Well, I mean, it's the AEW Women's World Championship. You got to give it some glamour. So, I mean, well, in your opinion, maybe not.
No, and not on a New Japan show.
Fair enough, but it's a dual event, right? It's not a New Japan show. It's both. So maybe there were some compromises. Maybe Gato was like, well, I don't want them on there. And Tony Khan was like, well.
Well, I'm sure that's what it was, but literally every other match has a New Japan person in it, and this is just AEW versus AEW, and it seems very underwhelming. Get a fucking Stardom person in there. It's all same ownership.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping in the future that they do an AEW Stardom crossover, because I think that would be amazing. They're already working.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
Although now that I say it, it would be tricky, because AEW does a lot of stuff with Tokyo Joshi Pro, so I don't know how that would work. But
do it with them then. Do it with them then.
They could certainly do it with someone by all means. Yeah.
Yeah, take make some sort of big women's pay-per-view like that involves Impact. I mean, he owns Ring of Honor. So
Yep.
take like Ring of Honor, take AEW, take Impact, and take the Joshi, all, like where everybody else comes from, and add them all together and have this women pay-per-view, or have it heavily featured women, But
Sure, yeah.
I was hoping to see at least two, but whatever. That's okay. That's my only negative right now because the card is absolutely disgusting in my mind. I can't even believe half the matches. Like when I was writing out the predictions, I was like, oh my God, this is happening. This is real. This is, So we're going to start off IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It's a 4-way match. Jay White is the champion right now because he beat Okada. Was it 2 weeks ago?
It was 2 weeks ago, or 12 days ago.
12 days ago, and I watched that match. I stayed up. It was 2 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the morning for me. And I wasn't sure if I was going to stay up and watch it, but I was like, yeah, the card's looking pretty decent. I think I'm going to watch it. And I watched it, stayed up with it. I didn't believe Jay White won. I couldn't believe it. I thought
I was really surprised.
Yeah, but it was a great match. Like they smashed it, like absolutely back and forth. And I was like, at this point, I was like, I don't care who wins. And that's my favorite when it comes to a wrestling match is when two people go back and forth, no matter the feelings I have on them. If at like maybe 10, 15 minutes into the match, they're like, it doesn't matter. At that point, they've busted their ass and they've given it all into the ring. I'm just like, I don't care who wins.
Yeah.
I've been severely entertained. I don't care who wins.
Yeah. I was kind of figuring Okada was going to hold the title like all year.
Yeah.
Because of like it being like the New Japan 50th anniversary. They're just like number one guy, champion all year. But like, nope, Jay White in June. Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, I think I'll go first and then I'll ask Artie and then I'll ask you, Scott. I think Jay White will retain here because he just got it. What do you think, Artie?
I would definitely agree. I would go with Jay White. I don't think that they would have him win and then take it off him like this quickly. He's definitely not a transitional champion.
Oh no. I mean, this is supposed to be the era of the Switchblade, remember? What do you think, Scott?
Yeah, it'll be 2 weeks to the day that he won it on the pay-per-view, and New Japan does not do a lot of 2-week world title reigns. So I'm figuring White retains. Going into yesterday, I was fixing to be pissed that Okada was not on the show, but they came through yesterday, which was a very pleasant surprise. I don't know if I love 2 4-ways for titles being on the same show, but especially in the case of this match, I'm sure it's definitely a politics thing. And White is definitely going to pin someone named Adam and not Okada.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to pin Okada. And you know what? No. With everything that's going on between Jay White and Adam Cole, it'll probably be Cole.
I would, if I had to bet, I would say he pins Cole. Yeah.
Yeah, or you know what? On some sort of thing, maybe Adam Cole screws Jay White over for denying him the championship shot. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it could happen. What if Adam Cole gets the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, holds it on AEW, and then somehow Adam goes over to Japan for a month or two. So
yeah, I mean, you can do anything. I don't see it though.
You're saying that Cole might get and go over would make a lot of sense too if in the interim AEW Tanahashi got it.
That is the next match that we're going to talk about. So, well, I guess we have our 3 answers. We're all saying Jay White, so white. Jay White, so white. But yeah, so we're moving to the interim AEW World Championship because Tony Khan has been very, very nice, very respectful with CM Punk. And it's a shame with what happened because when CM Punk versus Hiroshi Tanahashi was the possibility, I lost my ever goddamn mind. I was just like, oh my God, how is this happening in 2022 wrestling? But Jon Moxley is a great fit. I think Jon Moxley, though, will retain because, again, here's the fact that I don't see them carrying the AEW World Championship over to New Japan unless Hiroshi stays in the United States and they kind of showcase it on New Japan Strong. So
he can't stay long, though, because the G1 starts in less than a month.
And I'm pumped for that. They've broken it up to 4 brackets this year.
I'm not pumped about that. Like, because there's so fewer matchups now. Each guy only wrestles 6 other guys instead of 9.
All I can tell you about the G1 is I've watched it, I think, 3 times now, and I've just had a blast. So I don't care who beats who, and whoever beats one, I'm just in it for the wrestling.
Oh, no, I am too. I mean, that's why I'm less pumped about it, because there will be less good wrestling as a result of the way they've set the brackets up.
I think we'll be fine. I think we'll have a great time.
Oh, there'll be good stuff, but like some blocks are pretty weak. Some blocks are like, oh, there's going to be 2 or 3 good matches in this block, and that's it. As opposed to, in years past where there's an A and a B block, and each block has, I don't know, 25 good matches.
Yeah, you're right. They're trying something different. Either way, we'll get at least.
They just wanted more people. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get something, but so I'm saying Jon Moxley. What are you thinking, Artie?
Well, I'm rooting for Moxley, but I think I'm gonna go with Tanahashi just because I think that when CM Punk returns, that would be the perfect person for him to go up against to unify the title back to being the actual AEW title.
He would get the match that he was supposed to have, so. I mean, that would make sense. And CM Punk, I think, is supposed to be out for, what, 2 months, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was 2 months.
Somewhere in there, yeah. He has a broken bone or 2 in his foot, which, as far as places to break bones, is not bad.
Yeah, and I mean, and I think in 2 months is All Out.
Yeah, he should be good for All Out. Yeah, that's beginning, like Labor Day weekend, right?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. So I think...
I wonder if I'll get to go again, because it was pretty fucking cool last year live.
That's awesome that you got to go. That really is.
Yeah.
Let me live vicariously through the cat. So who do you got, Jon Moxley or Tanahashi?
That's a good question. Do you guys think that Moxley Tanahashi is a better match than Punk Tanahashi? Because I am leaning towards Moxley Tanahashi being actually a slightly better match.
I have 2 takes on that. One take is I was, like I said, I was very, very excited for CM Punk Hiroshi Tanahashi. Like when CM Punk said, who's my next opponent, Hiroshi came out and I was like, oh my god, freaking out.
Yeah, awesome.
But at the same time, long-term booking wise, and people who have been following New Japan know that Hiroshi and Jon Moxley have been circulating each other, there's been this feud going on for like 3 years now. And Jon Moxley was like, you've been dodging me, Hiroshi. So yeah, they have that feud there now. So really, honestly, I think for the freshness of it, because Jon Moxley and Hiroshi have fought before.
Just once in a 4-way.
Yeah, just once, but I've never, ever seen CM Punk. And the fact that CM Punk is even in wrestling right now to begin with, it is wild. So I think that in itself kind of trumps that Jon Moxley, but at the same time, I'm very, very much excited. So it's like a tie almost, but what do you think?
It's very close. I think purely in ring, I think Moxley Tanahashi might be slightly better. So I'm very okay with this as a replacement match for the Punk one not getting to happen. I'm very good with this. And then as for a winner, it's interesting. I mean, you can just do Moxley, and then when Punk is good, you can do Moxley versus Punk, the end. But if Punk is good pretty soon, like before the G1, which would be dicey, but you could have Tanahashi win and then do the Punk match very quickly. Or I've heard rumblings that perhaps after Moxley Tanahashi and perhaps Tanahashi winning, Kenny Omega shows up and they do Tanahashi Omega, and winner of that faces Punk. So that's a very interesting proposition as well.
I think if Kenny Omega and CM Punk happened, or CM Punk or Kenny Omega and Hiroshi happened, either or, I think my nut would bust. I warned everybody when they tuned into this show that it's in a PJ show. What do you think, Jon Moxley or Hiroshi?
I think I'm gonna go the slightly more interesting route and go Tanahashi.
Tanahashi?
Yeah,
And you're saying
yeah.
Tanahashi?
Oh yeah.
And I'm saying John Moxley. So there you go.
There you go.
John Moxley is still one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, we both said that at the same time. Yeah, Scott and I both said that at the same time. So now that we've conquered the two most important matches on the card, championship-wise, I'm going to start at the very bottom because the people who have tuned into the show got what they wanted. They don't want to hear anything else. So I'm just going to start at the pre-show, and then we're going to work our way back up to the IWGP United States Championship. So we're going to start with the pre-show, and it's an 8-man tag team match. It just got added. It's Max Caster and the Gun Club, Billy Gunn and the Ass Boys and Max Caster versus the New Japan Dojo, I believe it is, from New Japan Strong. It's names I'm not familiar with. I think the DKC, Kevin Knight, Yuya Uemura, and Alex. Is it Coughlin? Coughlin. Yeah. I'm actually not familiar with those 4 names. So, but in this case scenario, I mean, I would just go for Max Caster and Gun Club only because I don't know who the other 4 are. What about you?
I'm gonna pick the Ass Boys. They've been over, like the group of them.
They really have been. That scissoring thing needs to go. I'm gay and it disturbs me.
It is too over to go. Scissor Me Daddy is the is the feel good hit of the summer.
Yeah. This sounds like a song. It should come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think it's gonna be them. I like not liking them.
Yeah. Yeah. The Acclaimed is pretty damn good, and the whole even Bowen's in the wheelchair, and the Ass Boys get everything wrong, and then Bowens actually says it right, and I like the fact
which makes them faces, right?
Yeah,
because they get a pop at the end of it.
Well, everybody likes the Acclaimed no matter how face or heelish they come up being, right?
But I think they're sort of officially faces now.
Yeah, but they have that power where they can go back and forth. They're tweeners.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, especially with Billy Gunn, because I think his stable is kind of like a heel stable, but the Acclaimed kind of go back and forth. So
I really like how he's basically abandoned his own kids for the two of them.
Yeah, that's
yeah. These are my new sons.
Yeah.
It's like, you are disappointments.
Yeah, absolutely. So who do you got, Scott?
I think you go with the established AEW guys because the other guys are good but younger, and they can certainly afford to lose. They're all good. I've seen them all. Kevin Knight and DKC are they're both fine but have improved a lot doing in the New Japan Dojo and doing New Japan Strong every week. Coughlin's really fun. He's this kind of old school strong man with a mustache, and his gimmick is every match he will do one wild feat of strength. So cool. Keep an eye out for that, and I assume he's going to do a good one on one of the biggest shows of his career, even if it is the pre-show.
He'll probably do something with Billy Gunn because he's massive.
He probably will do something with Billy Gunn, although there's probably limited bumps Billy can take. Maybe he'll do something with both Ass Boys.
Although at this point though, should we really be calling him Billy Gunn? Isn't he a little bit old to be called Billy?
William?
I'm certainly not going to be calling him Daddy Gunn.
Sir William Gunn.
Sir William Gunn, yeah.
And Uemura, like all 4 of the current on excursion New Japan young guys are all great. Uemura, Shota Umino, Yota Tsuji, and Ren Narita. They're all great, and they all have serious star potential. And some are saying Uemura is the best of the 4 and is a future Tanahashi. So if you haven't seen him before, you will enjoy him.
Big praise. That's yeah. Okay, sure. I look forward to that. So what you're saying is, no matter how it ends, it'll definitely be a good match.
It should be fun for sure.
Yeah, cool. Now, before we move on to the main card, and I mean it's a 10 match card, and I have a feeling over the weekend we're probably going to get 2 more. 2 more matches.
I said we'll get at least one. Yeah.
At least one, but there's one that I can't believe didn't happen just because it's Hook and Danhausen. And one thing that I think his name is the guy who makes all the jokes in New Japan. Is that Toriano?
Toriano, yeah.
Yeah, I figured somehow.
Oh, that'd be good.
See?
Why didn't they do that?
You see?
Yeah,
see?
you're right. You're totally right.
Yeah, see, I was thinking, that's a perfect Hook Danhausen Toriano thing. Like,
yeah.
I don't know who Toriano would have as a tag team partner, or maybe Danhausen versus Toriano would go by themselves.
I was gonna say I would maybe just do Danhausen Toriano and just have Hook in Danhausen's corner or whatever.
Yeah, right, something like that.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it's just sitting there, and I'm like, how did nobody even think about this? And I barely watch. I'm invested in AEW, but I only catch the New Japan pay-per-views, right? Mm-hmm. And Toriano drives me up the wall. I know he's supposed to, but the man, when he comes on screen, even in the G1, he's trapping people in ropes and he gets the victory by count out, and I'm just like, that's
his thing.
I know it's his thing. But I tune into the G1 to see people kill each other.
Sure. I mean, yeah, Toriano is everyone's off night in the G1.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm facing Toriano. I get a break tonight. Okay, good. Phew.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Toriano, Danhausen, or Hook or something, it's just it writes itself, you know?
I agree.
So, but yeah, so maybe we'll get it, maybe we won't. I don't know. But moving on to the main card, we have a singles match between Zack Sabre Jr., originally supposed to be Bryan Danielson, and the man.
I'm so sad.
I know. It finally happened. It was the one I wanted so badly. They fought years ago. The fans wanted it now, and unfortunately, Bryan Danielson did face an injury. But the good news is, it's not bad. It's not career-threatening.
I think it's a sprained ankle.
Like, I was actually worried because it's Bryan Danielson, right? He came back from such a big injury. I was like, oh my God, no, Bryan Danielson, no.
I don't think it's anything to do with concussions or anything. I think it's just a leg injury that will heal fine.
It's just when people come back from injuries like that, you're just like, oh my God, no, please.
Yeah. Be careful.
Here's the bubble wrap.
Yeah, here's the bubble wrap. Exactly. But yeah, Bryan Danielson's cool though. And I like how it was funny. He's like, I'm not going to let you guys know who it is because I walked out of the bad tunnel. That was funny. Breaking that fourth wall. I thought that was just classic Bryan Danielson, right? Classic guy. But so between Zack Sabre Jr. and the mystery opponent, I think it's going to be the mystery opponent. And I think I know who the mystery opponent's going to be.
I'm hoping it's one of two people. Who are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's going to be Cesaro.
That is one of the two people. I'm hearing Cesaro or Gargano, both of which would be good.
Oh, Johnny Gargano versus Jax. I didn't even think about that.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Bryan Danielson. I mean, Bryan Danielson, though, and Cesaro were kind of close in WWE. So
they were. There's more of a connection to Cesaro than Gargano with Danielson.
Yeah, especially with the way Daniel said he was like the only person I'd trust to do this match.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would be thrilled if it was Cesaro Sabre would be so good.
Yeah, but I mean, Gargano and Sabre would be amazing too. Oh, I didn't even think.
Absolutely, yeah.
I didn't even think about Johnny Gargano. Oh man,
you never know.
But that's my guess. I think Cesaro is gonna beat Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, I think if you're debuting a guy, you shouldn't beat him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Cesaro is going to join the BCC.
Well, didn't Brian
say okay with me?
This person is the newest member of the BCC?
Did he say that?
I'm pretty sure.
Did he?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
But either way, I mean, if it is, whether it's Gargano or Cesaro, you got William Regal as the head, then you got Jon Moxley, you got Bryan Danielson, you got Wheeler Yuta, who is completely showing that he's insane. And now you have either Cesaro or Johnny Gargano joining that crew. William Regal's on fire.
Right? It's a good crew.
Like, I am so glad that he joined AEW. He was like, NXT, I can't deal with you anymore. Everything that I've loved about NXT is gone.
It's the worst. It's the worst show on television. I don't mean the worst wrestling. I don't mean the worst wrestling show on television. I mean the worst show on television.
It looks like some sort of game show from Wish.
It's horrific.
I don't even know. Like I've tried. I have legit tried to sit down and get into it, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm 12. Like
it feels like a kid show.
Yeah, it feels like
it's bad wrestling for babies.
Like, I mean, at times the wrestling is pretty damn good. I'm not gonna take away from like.
I mean, occasionally, if I don't know, Cameron Grimes or Roderick Strong or nobody else is in there, then
yeah,
they fired all their good wrestlers.
He's on SmackDown.
Yeah,
he's your Intercontinental Champion, and how they changed Walter from Gunter. Ugh.
You heard about the whole Gunther thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Why they don't
it's very funny. They trademarked the name of a Nazi. That's very funny to me. Like, they're so stupid.
No, the sad thing is, it's not even surprising though, because it's WWE.
It's not. Everyone's like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, that sounds like them.
Yeah.
And we're definitely not going to get into all the controversies that are surrounding WWE now with the 5 lawsuits that are coming at Vince McMahon.
Who has the time?
Like we'd have to make a whole another podcast. So we're just gonna pause that.
Yeah, that's its own show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely picking the mystery opponent too.
So are we all picking the mystery opponent?
Yeah.
I think mystery, which is a shame for Zach to lose his first match, but if it's a mystery opponent, honestly, if it was Zach Danielson, that's the most likely scenario where Zach wins. But Zach versus mystery, I think you got to go mystery.
But one thing I will add though is if it is whomever it is, I know Zack Sabre Jr. is a fantastic wrestler. So whoever that guy is, they have the potential to have an awesome match just because Zack Sabre Jr. alone has chemistry like with everybody.
Oh, if it
could be the best match on the show.
And it could be definitely one of the best. Absolutely, without a doubt.
If it's Cesaro or Gargano, it's going to be a great match.
Oh yeah, for sure. But if it's somebody that we don't know, even then, Zack Sabre Jr. and whomever will just be put on an amazing match because Zack Sabre Jr. is incredible. And like I found that out, I think when I first watched the first G1, I was like, who the hell is this guy? You know, and
who's this weird skinny guy? Oh, he's great.
Well, actually, from my point of view, it was like, who's this brat? But I was like, the brat pays off. The brat knows how to wrestle. I can't not respect that. So now moving on to the 6-man tag team match, we have La Sex Gods, Chris Jericho, and Sammy Guevara, who are now back together, and Minoru Suzuki teaming with them, of all people in the world, versus Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino. Who do you got?
What a wacky match.
It is kind of crazy, isn't it?
It's so weird.
But I guess I'll start with you, Scott. Who do you got?
Good question. It just occurred to me that Eddie Kingston and Minoru Suzuki are on opposite sides, so there's no way the match can be bad per se.
Yeah.
And I think Jericho. I think Team Jericho wins because I think Jericho wins everything until War Games next week when the faces win.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I think. So the thing is, I've looked at this, and lately, every time Minoru Suzuki's been having a match where like I'm picking who's gonna win, Minoru Suzuki loses. Minoru Suzuki's been on a bit of a losing streak lately, and I've been like, Suzuki. I mean, I don't see the problem is I don't dare vote against him because I feel like
you shouldn't. He'll get you.
Yeah, it's like I feel like Minoru Suzuki's like Freddy Krueger. He'll like find me in my dreams. Yeah. You know, because I don't care how small that man is or how old that man is. That man is terrifying.
He'll fuck you up.
Yeah, he will. So I'm just like, even if I think Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota's gonna win, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Minoru Suzuki. What do you got, Artie?
I'm gonna have to pick the same the Team La Sex Gods and Minoru Suzuki. I would say I'm looking forward to Sammy and Yuta being in the ring at the same time.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Wheeler, Yuta, and Sammy Guevara. Yeah, that'll be good. And the fact that, again, Wheeler Yuta has proven without a doubt how incredibly talented he is, especially that match that he had against, who was it, John Moxley that he got busted?
Moxley, where he bled everywhere and then painted BCC on his chest like a psychopath.
Yeah, what was it, the initiation to the BCC?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, good lord. And then they came down and William Regal slapped him and gave him the respect and everything like that. I was like, yeah, do it. That's right,
Yep.
Wheeler Yuta, you do it. I was a proud man that day. I was like, I don't even know who you are, Wheeler Yuta, but I'm proud of you.
You know who he is now.
I know who he is now. Yeah, he's the Ring of Honor Pure Championship or Pure Champion. So we're all on the same side of Minoru Suzuki and Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, and I definitely Chris Jericho's gonna win everything until.
But for the record, though, I would pick Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota if it weren't for Minoru Suzuki being part of that match.
Fair.
Gonna come get you.
Yeah, he will come and get me. So yeah. So moving on to the 8-man tag team match, which is completely chaotic, and I cannot believe that it was announced last night. It's Hikuleo, the Young Bucks, and El Phantasmo. Am I right?
Local boy El Phantasmo, Vancouver native,
versus Darby Allin, Sting, Shingo Takagi, and Hiromu Takahashi. The Dragon, the Time Bomb, Sting, Darby Allin, the legend that is Sting, versus the Young Bucks and the Bullet Club. I can't even believe that I just said those names out loud being involved in one match. Yes, the Young Bucks are the AEW World Champions, but with a lineup like Darby Allin, Sting, Shingo Takagi, and Hiromu Takahashi, I think it's really tough for this one for me. I'll pause. I'll ask Scott first.
This is a weird match. Can we agree?
No, it's totally weird. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and like going into Wednesday, I'm like, the Bucks don't have an announced match, and I was also thinking like New Japan guys who aren't even on the show. And I'm like, why the fuck isn't Shingo on the show? Why the fuck isn't Hiromu on the show? So they got them on the show. Good, fine. It's weird that the Young Bucks, especially as tag champions now, are in an 8-man. But and I was also looking at if you cut out Sting and Hikuleo, nothing against Sting because he's cool. Hikuleo kind of sucks. If you cut out those two and make it a 6-man, that is a wild ass 6-man.
Yeah.
It'll still be a wild 8-man. Because 3/4 of it is that 6-man. But I wish Hikuleo wasn't involved because he will not add a lot besides like 1 or 2, I don't know, power spots or whatever. But who wins? I mean, I wish they had just done Bucks versus Hiromu and Shingo. Like that'd be sick. But
I think I know who wins now.
Yeah. I'm thinking having just won the titles, maybe the Bullet Club guys, or I don't know, or you have someone beat a Buck and set up a title match. But I don't know. Let's go heels.
It's the Young Bucks for you?
Yeah.
So I think what's going to happen here is now that Sting's back and Shingo Takagi and Hiromu Takahashi, they're not going to last in AEW, right? They're going to go back and feud with the Bullet Club in New Japan. So I think what's going to happen here is the Young Bucks can totally take the loss because it's a non-title match, right? So I think Darby Allin and Sting are going to go after those tag team champions.
You think you set up them and Darby and Sting? Yeah, that's an option for sure.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to go forward. I think Darby Allin and Sting are finally going to go for them. Will they get them? I don't know, but I think it would be incredible to see Darby and Sting have them. And
I mean, they're down one nostalgia tag title reign because I don't know if you heard about this Jeff Hardy situation, but
no, I heard all about it.
They're probably not going to win the titles, even though they were supposed to. So maybe they can just have Sting and Darby do it instead.
Yeah, because I mean, first of all, the Hardys versus Young Bucks at Double or Nothing absolutely killed it. It was phenomenal. I
mean, it was good, but Jeff Hardy looked like shit.
Man, I enjoyed it for what it was. I wasn't judging anybody for how they looked. I was like, this. I mean,
I was watching Jeff. I'm like, oh, this is rough.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff's been doing crazy shit since he entered AEW, though. So I mean, he's probably in pain a lot. But either way,
he is. He was messed up going into the match.
Yeah.
From the Darby match.
Yeah. I mean,
and then apparently he got knocked out in the Bucks match. And like he does not remember the match.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, and I was like, I love Jeff Hardy, but I was like, Jeff, you're not a spring chicken anymore. Darby Allin is.
Yeah.
Darby Allin's made out of rubber.
Yeah.
Like that boy continues to impress me. Like the things that guy does is just insane. He's just a human missile. Like he just like I don't even understand him and Dante Martin. Dante Martin just is amazing. But yeah, I think in this case, Darby Allin, Sting, Shingo Takagi, Hiromu will get the win just to set up that tag team championship in the future. Maybe it's something like Fighter Fest or Fight for the Fallen that they do on Wednesdays, and they'll have a little match there. Will the Young Bucks lose? I'm not actually sure at all, but I think the feud itself will stick. What do you think, Artie?
I was going to go with Team Sting before you mentioned that, but since you mentioned that, I'm more sure that that's what it's going to be.
Yeah? You think Darby Allin Sting is going in? So it's the heels for the heelish cat. Are you a promotion?
I am a face. I was a heel for a while and never wanted to turn face because it's more fun to be a heel.
I've heard
that. In late 2015, early 2016, the crowd turned me face, and I have been a face for the 6.5 years since then.
I'm not even joking. Like I've told Artie this, that like if somehow in like a wrestling if like a wrestling show was taking place and I knew somebody really really well and they were like, hey, I know you're not a wrestler, but can you totally take this bump for me? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, I would totally do it. I'd be like, I'd be the ref, or I'd be somebody who takes a bump, like not through a table or anything. My back can't.
Yeah.
But if I was in there and someone like had to kick me or punch me or just do something or do a power move to me, a choke slam or something, absolutely. Yeah. I would love to sell for some sort of star. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Like if I like, for instance, if I was over in a promotion with you and you were like, hey, can you do this? Yeah, sure. just no thumbtacks. Just no thumbtacks. Thank you.
I mean, same here. So no worries there.
I asked Artie, I was like, Artie, if someone offered you $25,000 to get a power bomb onto some tacks, would you take it? He's like, no.
Oh, 25 G's in a heartbeat, I would.
See, he would, because he's a wrestler. And I was like, I was like, if someone walked into this house, opened up a briefcase, $25,000 cash right there, and all you had to do was take one power bomb onto a set of tacks, would you do it? No.
Oh yeah, immediately. For free, no. For $100, no. Somewhere between 125,000, absolutely.
Somewhere between 125,000.
Yeah, I mean closer to 25,000, but yeah, it'd be negotiable.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, man. I just it doesn't get old, because I look at them, I'm like, oh no.
I'd take a power bomb onto Lego.
Oh, I don't know about that one. That would be worse. I mean, well, the Lego wouldn't stick in you. Well, it depends on how small the Lego piece is.
Yeah, it would still hurt. It would really hurt for sure.
Lego hurts like a bitch.
Yeah, I've seen some cool like indie spots where they like everyone's like, oh, thumbtacks, and they dump out a bunch of Lego, and then the guy goes, oh.
Yeah. Every child that has played with Lego knows how Lego hurts. Mm-hmm. We've all been there. We can all share that empathy together. Lego hurts. Don't try Lego at home.
Lego, not even once.
Not even once. There you go. All right. Well, moving on. Now we're getting into the championships. And this is a very, very interesting one. It's the IWGP and Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships that are on the line. Winner takes all. 3-way tag team match. FDR, who are the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, and the AAA, but that's not allowed to be mentioned in the Forbidden Door. But versus the United Empire, which is part of Will Ospreay's group, versus Roppongi Vice, which is totally cool. Now Roppongi Vice aren't champions. United Empire are the IWGP champions, and FTR.
Thank God they won them back from Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens. I do not need those two motherfuckers on this show.
You know what? I would have said that in a nicer way, but I'm with you.
That's what I'm here for. Like, to be mean.
I've watched New Japan now for 4 years, and I cannot for the life of me get behind those two.
They can both suck a chode in the party zone.
Scott's words, not mine. But I just can't get behind them. I just can't. I've watched them and I'm bored. Every time they come out, I'm bored. I'm just like, why are you here? Go backstage. Find somebody else. Like, I don't mean to be mean. It's just like their wrestling ability hasn't done anything for me. They're just, I haven't like.
They're not good.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, I'm not much of a person to say they're not good because I'm not a wrestler, you know? I can only say so much. But from my point of view, I've watched many New Japan stars come out and I'm like, oh yeah, you're good. Oh yeah, you're good. Oh yeah, you're great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you're amazing. And then I look at Bad Luck Fale and I'm like, oh. Like, it just
a bit of bad luck.
Like the momentum just goes, it just drops. And I'm sorry. I mean, if somehow in some sort of universe he's listening to this podcast, sorry, dude. But he won't be. But yeah. So in this one,
although I do regularly wrestle with the guy who was the head trainer at his dojo in New Zealand.
Oh, there you go.
Shout out to Ethan HD.
Well, maybe you should tell Ethan to pass on to some advice to Bad Luck.
Hey, Ethan, that guy that flew you to New Zealand and gave you work, he sucks.
Don't say he sucks. Just say, can you give him some pointers?
Yeah, maybe you should have been training him also.
Yeah. Because I don't know what it is. I just can't latch on. I just can't get behind him. But in this three-way tag team match, I think what's gonna happen is FTR is going to win it all, or Roppongi Vice, but I can't see United Empire keeping it, and for some reason though, I just can't see Roppongi Vice getting it either. So I'm going for FTR. Who are you going for, Artie?
I'm gonna give this the one allotted screwy finish, and nobody's like it's some kind of screwy finish.
It's a no DQ.
Interesting.
I know it's no DQ, but like you can still.
They can still find some kind of fuckery, a double pin or something.
I mean, yeah, they could continue it, I suppose, maybe. What do you think, Scott?
Throwing all the titles into it really threw me. Because now I really don't know who's going to win.
Right?
Because I don't think, I don't see Okan and Cobb winning, like, American tag titles because they're not going to be around.
Right.
So, it's tricky. And I don't know if like Romero and Beretta are like heated up enough to win both titles. I'd wager to say they're not. Also, where the hell is Chuck Taylor? Where's my boy Chuck? Where's Big Dust?
Apparently, I'm not sure if you've been watching, but the Best Friends have quietly broken up.
Sad.
And on BTE, Chuck Taylor's been really sad and cutting them out of his t-shirts.
Oh, I thought you were going to say cutting himself. I'm like, wow, BTE got dark.
No, it did not go that dark. No.
Well, he has turned to the Dark Order.
He has been speaking to the
okay, interesting. I was unaware of this.
This is actually really, really funny. On the last episode of BTE, Dark Order was telling Chuck to touch Ten's nipples.
To get a fistful of man booby.
Yeah, they're like, get a fistful of titties. Come on, touch it.
You gotta squeeze
it. You gotta squeeze it. You gotta touch it. And it was just really awkward, really hilarious, really funny. And it was just, the Dark Order and their shenanigans.
And then he's like, oh, it's oily.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, get a good grip on there. So it's just like, it was hilarious. So the Dark Order has been kind of talking to Chucky T there. But
so Chuck's around, but they've sort of broken up best friends. So Trent's just on Team Rocky now.
Yeah, and that's why Chris Statlander's no longer around with them either.
Right. Yeah, because she changed gimmicks a bit.
But the thing also is, remember that they're all still part of Chaos.
Yes, yeah, they're all under the banner of Chaos, the loosest faction in professional wrestling,
including Sue. Don't forget the mother.
Of course.
Sue is part of
always
Chaos as well.
A member of Chaos.
I love that so much. Sue dropping Trent off and him getting the kiss. That was mint.
Yep, it's great.
But yeah, so who do you got?
So I think by process of elimination, I don't see Romero and Beretta getting 2 sets of tag titles. I mean, Jeff Cobb, I beat him, so he's not going to win. So that leaves...
I beat Jeff Cobb, so screw him.
I beat Jeff Cobb. So that leaves fun. FTR. So yeah, let's get everything on FTR and get them to Japan here and there.
The only other thing I can think with FTR with the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships is that eventually they're going to lose the IWGP, but I think on some level either FTR or Roppongi Vice. See, I have this gut feeling that by September or in the new year that that AEW not AEW, Tony Khan is going to start up some sort of Ring of Honor TV show thing, and he's going to have to bust open. He's going to have to, shake the roster up. The Ring of Honor is not just going to have the same roster it had before. It's going to have some new people from AEW to give it some fire, And I think Roppongi Vice would fit perfectly in there. I think FTR would fit perfectly in there, especially because we're going to Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. So I don't know what's happening, but I really feel that Ring of Honor is going to be getting its own TV show of some sort, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on TBS or TNT or something. I really do feel that very soon we're going to be having a Ring of Honor weekly TV show.
I hope so.
I hope so too, because Tony Khan really yes, has there been mistakes in AEW? Absolutely. Has there been mistakes in every wrestling promotion in existence? Yes. But at the end of the day, in the past 3 years, I've thoroughly enjoyed myself with AEW. I have not been disappointed, upset.
No, it has been largely positive.
Yeah.
And that Ring of Honor pay-per-view that they had.
That was great. That was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. That was one of my I hadn't tuned into any Ring of Honor events in a long time, except for that super show that they had with New Japan a while ago. Right. And that Ring of Honor thing with Dalton Castle, oh my God, he just cracked me right up. That I was an instant fan of Dalton Castle. I was like, who is this dude coming out with these chickens? And then all of a sudden he wrestles like he's a savant, and I was just like, I love this man. He's amazing. He's so cool. I don't even care. He comes out all flamboyant, eccentric, has boys eating imaginary bird seed out of his hand, and somehow that gets over. And that's what wrestling is, just getting something over. So, I want to see Dalton Castle. I want to see, all of these people in Ring of Honor. I want to see Cheeseburger again. Cheeseburger threw me for a loop. I didn't even know who he was, and now I want to see more of him. And I will say that a lot of Ring of Honor people are on Dark and Dark Elevation. So if people are missing out on them, they do pop up a lot on there. So they are racking up wins, and they are giving YouTube time right now. And sometimes they get TV time. Just before we jump into the next match, I want to give a shout out to who was that guy? Silas, was it last night?
Silas Young.
Silas Young.
Yeah.
Never knew who he was. But then when I saw it online, everybody on Twitter was like, oh man, Silas Young. I was like, okay, the internet's talking pretty positive about him. And then I watched his match last night against Adam Page, and I was like, damn, this guy is good. And I hope to see him in Ring of Honor as well. So, and then again, Samoa Joe's your Ring of Honor World Championship with Jay Lethal, the whole Jay Lethal thing that's going on. So they have a good set of they have a good direction of where they could go with the roster. And with AEW's roster becoming so thick, they could literally split it and have Ring of Honor. So it wouldn't be a bad thing at all.
No,
but that's just my opinion. But I'm hoping we get that show soon. But let's move on to the AEW All Atlantic. You said FTR too, right? Just to make sure.
No, I said it's going to be Screwy, but
you said Screwy. So when we do predictions,
everybody wins.
When we do predictions,
I mean, I guess if I had to pick someone, I still think it's going to be something screwy happen and no one's going to get anything. But
no title change, I feel like is a valid prediction.
Yeah, but if I had to pick one of the three, I'm going to say Roppongi Vice because they're split. One of them is an AEW guy and one of them is a New Japan guy. So if they both get because technically speaking, the titles FTR are holding right now are kind of AEW titles. They're the Ring of Honor titles.
Yeah, I get
you. But Tony Khan owns them. So I think them being a split team, it kind of makes sense to have both of them have both.
You can put that on predictions. You don't have to pick a team. We do a little prediction league for all those people listening out there. We do a small little prediction league where we predict things. And I've been champion. I was champion for over a year, and then I got dethroned. But now I've been champion again, and nobody can touch me. I'm prediction league champion.
But I'll say Roppongi Vice. I think
Roppongi Vice?
I think.
All right. So I think you and I are going FTR. Is that right, Scott?
Yes.
Now we're going into the AEW All Atlantic Championship. That is the equivalent to the Intercontinental Championship, but it's also only All Atlantic. Now, I already had a good one that says that.
Sigh.
Now, he said to me that it's called the All Atlantic because it was created in Florida by the Atlantic Ocean, which I can kind of see that reference.
Okay. Sure.
I can see that.
Yeah,
but
AEW is based in a place that's on the Atlantic Ocean.
It's based in Florida.
Yeah.
I see that.
So far, so good. But as you go on, some holes appear in the theory.
Yeah. But either way, though, it's a new championship. We'll see what they do with it. We'll see who they give it to. We'll see the prestige that it has with it. Because, I mean, already the AEW All Atlantic Championship has more prestige than the FTW. the one that Taz or Ricky Starks caters around. So, I mean, and then this championship doesn't even have an owner yet. So, I mean, that's just how below the standards the FTW championship is.
Well, the FTW is not real.
That's my point.
I mean, it's not hard.
But even this 4-way match, Malachi Black versus Miro versus Pac versus Tomohiro Ishii. Who do you got, Scott?
Well, I'd like to go on record as saying this title is stupid and shouldn't exist.
You don't know that yet. You don't know. You're guessing. You're judging by book by its cover.
Oh, no, I'm not guessing that this title is stupid and shouldn't exist. This title is stupid and shouldn't exist. AEW does not need another secondary singles title. They already have one.
We need
All it does is muddy the waters. What's that?
We need the trios titles.
Yes, if you're going to do new title, I can't believe they made new titles and it wasn't trios. Also, this came out of the blue. It feels like as Buddy Matthews and Pac were like walking to the ring, they're like, "Oh yeah, P.S. This is a qualifier for a dumb new title," and then we were off to the races. And the name of the title itself, the All Atlantic Championship. Have you seen the title belt?
Yeah, I have.
Have you seen the flags on the title belt?
I have.
You want to talk about them for like 45 minutes? Because I'm happy to.
Well,
unless I'm mistaken, two of the flags on said All Atlantic Championship belt are Japan and China. Number one, nobody in China wrestles, so that's a weird choice. Also, it's about as far away from the Atlantic as you could possibly get. And same with Japan, only people there wrestle. It's so stupid. I don't like what checks and balances were there that led to the creation of this title. No one along the chain of command said, "Hey, this is bad and stupid." No one? Really? It's crazy. It's honestly crazy to me.
Well, as whatever it's called, we'll see where it goes. If it turns into be a bad title, it turns into be a bad title. But one of these four men are going to have it, and
it's an unnecessary title. I'll say that. You do not need 3 singles titles before any of the ROH titles. There's also 3 ROH titles, so it's real messy. Anyway, that all said, this will be a very good match.
It is Wrastlin Wrantz, so you're off to it. You're doing it right.
Happy to do it. Yeah, like this will be a good match, and like a second 4-way for a title on the show, whatever. But when by far the worst guy in a 4-way is Miro, you're doing pretty well because Miro's good. It's just the other 3 are fantastic. Yeah. So I'm very happy. Like it's going to be a fun match. I don't know who's going to win. I would maybe lean Malachi just to do something a little more with him. And also because like he beat Pentagon like very decidedly on Dynamite. So I'm like, oh, maybe they're going kind of hard on Black right now. So if I had to pick Black, if I had my choice, Ishii, because he's the best wrestler in the world.
Well, let me just ask you something, Scott.
Ask me.
Who's from the opposite side of the Atlantic Ocean?
Tomohiro Ishii.
No, I mean Pac. He's from the United Kingdom, the Atlantic Ocean.
Sure.
I think Pac's going to win.
I mean, so is Black. He's from the Netherlands.
No, but I mean, like right there, like the UK is like right there, like like you.
So is the Netherlands. It's on the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, but it's up and over a bit.
Oh, pardon me.
It's not included in this, but either what I think is
the flag's not on the belt.
Now you said you told me earlier that you're going Miro.
Oh, 100%. Miro, he's getting that goal. His God, his gold, and his gorgeous wife.
His sexy wife.
I hope he loses and blames God.
Yeah, I mean, he's already blamed God. He's against God now.
By the way, that makes him the most consistent Christian athlete in history, because every other Christian athlete thanks God for their wins, but then blame themselves for their losses. That is inconsistent. Miro thanks God for his wins, blames God for his losses, as it should be. Miro, number one.
Yeah, Miro, I just love the whole story. He's like, I think a couple of months back, he was like, I will pray to my God up high and my wife down low. And I'm just thinking, like, who is it? Is it CJ Kelly? Lana from WWE? Or is it CJ Kelly? Is it? Yeah. So I was just thinking of the way that Miro talks. I'm just waiting for her to arrive on AEW in some sort
I'm amazed she hasn't shown up. Maybe she will now. I don't know.
Or maybe she just doesn't want to. I don't know.
Or doesn't want to.
Yeah, but either way, so you're going Malachi Black.
Yes.
Right? You're going Miro.
Oh, all the way. Miro's he needs his gold.
I'm only saying Pac because this is how I see it. Tomohiro Ishii, I don't think he's going to get it because he's in New Japan, but the match looks interesting. It's a New Japan pay-per-view. You got to put someone from New Japan in there, right? So he's going to add a lot of quality to the match. But Miro's already been a former champion. And Malachi Black, I think, is going to be the House of Black. I think is going to be one of the people who get the trios titles. He's going to be a champion soon enough. But right now, in this moment, Pac somehow has not had any gold.
That's true.
And I think this is his moment to get some gold. Even if it's the AEW controversial All Atlantic Championship, I think this is Pac's time to get it. But so I like this though. We have three different answers. This
three-way split. Love it.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely. In a four-way match. Poor Tomohiro.
Who's the best of them all? But logistically, he's the least likely.
And honestly, if it wasn't for like the whole New Japan like so far away thing, my bets would be like either Pac or Tomohiro, like because Ishii, like, he's just nuts. He's just doesn't like he just ruins you, you know. That's the nicest thing I can say. And finally, moving our way up. Oh no, we did the Women's World Championship? No, we haven't. We have two more matches to go. Yep. IWGP United States Championship, Will Osprey, which I'm freaking out about, versus Orange Cassidy, who was supposed to be Andrade, but because of certain hush things.
Yep.
Was supposed to be Andrade, but political wrestling drama got in the way. But you know what? I'm very, very happy with Orange Cassidy versus Will Osprey. I think that's going to be fun. Will Osprey can be a comedian when he wants to be. And I think Orange Cassidy, he can joke, but he can when he tries, he tries. When he wrestles. So I'm just saying that Will Osprey is going to retain. That simple. Alrighty?
Fair.
Yeah, it'll definitely be good, but I don't see Orange Cassidy winning the IWGP United States.
Especially since he just got it. And also, I think Juice Robinson still technically has it. He came out on AEW last night without it. Oh, here's Will Osprey, the IWGP US champion. Where's your belt, dude? Juice Robinson's had it for like 2 weeks. Go get it. Like, you better show up at Forbidden Door with it. But who do you think, Scott?
It's I think Will wins. I don't see Orange Cassidy winning the US title, the New Japan US title. Yeah. I will say it's pretty impressive that 3 major singles matches on this show had to be changed, and all of the replacements are close to as good, if not slightly better than the originals. Like, I think Moxley is slightly better than Punk for Tanahashi. No one is better than Danielson for Zack Sabre, but depending on the mystery guy, could be very, very good. And I think Cassidy Osprey is about as good as Andrade Osprey. So considering all the scrambling they had to do to fix stuff, I think they did about as good a job as they could have done.
I'm glad you said that too, because a lot of people were like, oh, Andrade. I was like, have you guys forgotten how good Orange Cassidy is?
He's he's really good, guys. He's probably as good as Andrade.
Yeah, honestly. And I'm like, Andrade versus Will Ospreay would have been great. It would have been great. Yeah. Both guys are fantastic wrestlers, but I'm like, Will Osprey, Orange Cassidy kind of adds a little whimsy to it. You know what I mean?
And
it's going to be a cool match. It's intriguing what kind of stuff they'll do.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know Will Osprey will probably do the comedian stuff for the kicks. You know, Orange Cassidy's like, oh, you know, the light kick kind of thing. I think Will Osprey will mimic that back, and they'll have a little bit of a jokes in between, and then they'll just go insane.
Yeah, then they'll just go high gear, and it'll be rad.
Yeah, it'll be crazy. And so, are we all guessing Will Osprey here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird that Aussie Open isn't on this show, considering how much they've been on AEW TV.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know why, like, because like every Osprey 6-man is Osprey and Aussie Open, and they're nowhere to be found on this show. I kind of thought they were going to make the big tag title match a 4-way with them also, but no, they're just hanging out and catering, I guess.
I honestly thought, even though the TNT Championship gets defended a lot more on TV than it does pay-per-views and stuff or events, I thought the TNT Championship would have been showcased on here somehow with some sort of New Japan person going against oh my God, Scorpio Sky. Yeah, Scorpio Sky.
I think he's hurt.
Is he?
I think they would have otherwise.
Because for the record, I absolutely love what he's done with that belt. The tan.
Yeah, I wish they hadn't done 8 weird changes with Sammy and had just kept it on him. But
oh no, just like the whole tan, gold, purple, calling it genie. Love it.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, and I think that's just the TNT thing. Everybody now knows the TNT Championship being the one that just changes its form every couple of months.
It's customizable.
Yeah, it's just like you can just do whatever you want with it. So, but I think that's hilarious. But I love Genie. So shout out to Scorpio Sky for Genie and everything. I love it. But yeah, so moving on. Last but not least is the AEW Women's World Championship singles match, Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm. I'm a little tied on this one because I know there's been some rumors about Thunder Rosa being a little injured. That's why she has been wrestling that much. I think she's going to retain against Toni Storm, even though if Toni Storm wins, I'll be super happy too. What do you think, Scott?
No New Japan people, not interested.
Fair enough. All right, that makes
sense. Pass. No, it sounds like they want to get the title off Thunder Rosa between any possible lingering injuries and the fact that she's been a total bitch. So yeah, I think they get it off her as soon as possible and get it on Toni Storm. So that Thunder Rosa versus Marina Shafir never happens again, because that was the worst match of all time.
I wouldn't say all time.
I'm exaggerating. It was garbage, though.
I mean, Vince McMahon versus God was pretty bad.
Sure.
So, that's just the top my head. But I don't know anything about Thunder Rosa being a bad woman, and I'm not going to comment on that. So,
I mean, she visibly sandbagged Marina Shafir, like on purpose.
Oh, that whole not selling thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that, but
that wasn't a blown spot. That was intentionally being difficult.
Apparently, though, her and Shafir made up, though. From what
AEW made them take a picture together.
No, I mean they actually they tweeted each other and everything. So I mean I don't
because they were told to.
Well, I don't. Do you actually know that, or are you speculating?
Yes, I actually know that.
Okay, well, either way,
yeah.
I don't. It's not my business. It's not my business, and I don't even know Shafir. I don't know Thunder Rosa. I don't know the personalities, but whatever. I think Thunder Rosa has been a really cool champion.
I will say Thunder Rosa is an excellent singer.
Yeah, there you go. See some positivity.
She did some lovely Spanish Selena songs at karaoke at All Out.
Oh, look at that! Oh yeah, because you were there. Yeah, that's right. You would have saw that stuff. I did. Yeah. So, are you thinking Thunder Rosa, or are you going Tony time?
I've always been a big fan of Toni Storm, and
aren't you happy she's with AEW now?
I am. She was so underutilized.
She tore up WWE. So she left.
God.
It's sort of Athena. Oh my God. Oh, Athena.
Oh, the shit Athena was saying about like. Oh,
Athena literally came out and said WWE killed my passion for wrestling.
Yeah, and like they tell her she's a heel one week, a face the next week, and then just don't book her for 3 weeks. Like anyone who could read that interview with her and still want to work for WWE just blows my mind.
And then it gets that the stories just keep coming out every time someone gets released and they finally get to share, right?
Yeah,
So
like,
it's just-
it was horrible there.
Yeah, I mean, some people it works for, and bless them. If they can make the mold work and they can become a success, more power to them. But, that's just that's how it is.
You just have to be cool with not being yourself.
So are you going with Tony time?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with Tony.
You're going Tony time. So
And Tony was in Stardom for a while, so there's almost a Bushiroad / New Japan connection.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. So all right. So we have. Well, I guess we'll wrap things up there. We're a little over an hour, but that's okay. 10 matches take forever, and it's a good thing it's not 12 yet. So thank you once again, Scott, for coming on and sharing all your opinions about AEW Forbidden Door. It's going to be an exciting event. It's going to be a historic event, and hopefully we see this as a yearly event because this has the potential to be something fantastic going forward.
For sure.
I'm super jazzed for more of this.
Yeah, it's really, really amazing, and God only knows what's going to happen on Forbidden Door. And you know what? Just because certain people haven't come out yet doesn't mean they won't come out on the Forbidden Door.
That's true.
So who knows? But with that, we'll wrap things up. Thanks to everyone who continues to listen to the podcast. If you want to hear your voice on here and rant about wrestling just like the rest of us, then simply send me a PM on any of my social media. You can find all of our socials at SoundCloud under Lotus Moon Productions, Facebook under Lotus Moon Productions, Twitter under Lotus Moon Prod, Lotus M Productions on Instagram for the music side of things, and you can search us on YouTube under Lotus Moon Productions, and I'm starting to sound like Excalibur.
Here's the matches for the next 6 weeks of Dynamite in 4 seconds.
Yeah, he's like it's amazing how he does it. But anyway, Scott, shout out your social media, Leah.
Hey, at Not Scott Henson on Twitter, at Not Scott Henson on PayPal, in fact, and listen to the Worst Year of Our Lives podcast wherever podcasts are sold.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And with that, this has been LMP with Wrastlin Wrantz and predictions of AEW Forbidden Door. Please be kind to one another. Take care. And we are signing off.